everyone, my name is Dr. Scott Giacomucci, and I'm here to share with you my new book. The book is called Social Work, Sociometry, and Psychodrama, Experiential Approaches for Group Therapists, Community Leaders, and Social Workers. And it's published by Springer Nature as the first book of a new psychodrama book series. I'm really excited to share this book with you, and I hope that it's helpful for you in your work, whether you're a student, a scholar, a researcher, or a practitioner, a social worker, a therapist, a community organizer or activist, or even an educator or organizational leader. I think there's something in this book for just about anybody in the social service fields. While the book focuses primarily on the intersection between the field of social work and the methods of Jacob Moreno, which include sociometry, psychodrama, sociodrama, group therapy, and group work, the book's also applicable to others in other fields. This is the first book to comprehensively outline the intersections between the philosophies of the social work field and Morenian philosophy, as well as exploring the intersections in histories. In the beginning parts of the book, I frame Moreno as a social worker. Although he was a psychiatrist and a group worker, in many ways he operated as a social worker, working with oppressed and marginalized communities, looking at the person within their environment, and considering how larger social forces and cultural dynamics impact mental health and relationships. An entire section of the book focuses on applying these methods in individual work. Another section focuses on how to use psychodrama and sociometry in group work. And another section is devoted to using these methods with larger groups and communities, organizations even. There's a specific chapter that's devoted to integrating these methods into supervision and into social work education settings. Throughout the book, I've integrated my experience and knowledge of working with trauma. So there's lots of useful information about how to work from a trauma-informed perspective, but also how to work from a trauma-focused approach, directly treating trauma and PTSD. I've done the work to really make this book a well-researched book while also making it useful to read. So if you're a practitioner or a group facilitator or a therapist looking to enliven your practice a bit, there's a bunch of really practical tools outlined within this book, including some links to videos that will help you do just that. The experiential and action-based methods from sociometry and psychodrama can be easily integrated into the work that you're already doing to bring the process to life, to engage participants in a way that allows us to go beyond talking, beyond just thinking or talking about an issue, but to look at it in action and to look at solutions in action. The rich body of work from the Morenos and from the field of psychodrama is largely untapped by social workers and other professionals, and offers practical tools and new non-pathologizing humanistic ways of conceptualizing cases that can be integrated with all the new trauma theory and neuroscience to provide really meaningful and effective therapeutic experiences for clients. The theories and philosophies of social work, sociometry, and psychodrama have much in common, and this is the first book to comprehensively outline those similarities and presents them in a way that social workers can integrate sociometry and psychodrama into their practice, and psychodramatists who are social workers can further integrate their identity as a social worker into their psychodrama practice. The ideas in the book are applicable to any creative arts therapist, any group therapist, really anyone who's looking to offer a more dynamic experience in their practice. The book is published as an open access ebook by Springer Nature, which means that you can access the entire book online for free. If you're interested, you can also purchase a copy through Amazon or through Springer. The idea for this book really came from my own personal and professional experience as a social worker and as a psychodramatist, trying to make sense of these two identities and integrate them within myself and within my work. When I started my doctorate program and started exploring the literature base regarding social work, sociometry, and psychodrama, I was shocked that so little had been written about it so far. My hope is that this book is helpful for others and is a meaningful contribution to the field in that it starts to further connect and integrate social workers to Moreno's methods, to sociometry, to psychodrama. I'll be using this textbook as the required text for the course I teach on psychodrama at Bryn Mawr College. And I've heard from other colleagues that they'll also be using it in their syllabus. I encourage you to feel free to do the same if you choose. The nice thing about it is, as an open access textbook, it'll be freely available, so students won't have to pay for the textbook. And it'll also be indexed within all of Springer's academic databases. So it'll show up in search results when students or researchers are searching for publications while doing literature reviews. If you have any questions or want to talk more about the content of the book, I encourage you to reach out to me. Be really interested in hearing how the book was helpful for you or how it could be better in the future. Really curious to hear your comments, your experience, your feedback.